What is good, everybody? I am back. So welcome back to another video. Just want to say it's so good to be back. I can't believe how much I have missed in the last 2.5 months that I've been gone. I got back about a week ago, but I've just taken this week just to sort everything out, get my bearings, organize a few things. So before we jump into what today's video is going to be about, I just want to say huge thanks to Emil for hooking us up. We are using a brand new Canon G7X camera, so don't have to vlog on my iPhone and I don't have to vlog on my old shitty GoPro Hero 3 anymore, because we have a awesome new camera that's going to help us so much for the channel. This is going to be the first video I've made on this camera, so I'll probably give it a month or so and then I'll do a review on what I think about the camera. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So today's video, we are going to be just doing an update of what's going on with the 33 and also what's going on with the S13. So I've ordered a bunch of parts, we've got a bunch of stuff coming for both cars, and we are going to give just a light update on what's going on. Also, Steven's been pretty busy while I've been gone, and he's actually made some progress on his 180SX as well. I don't know if you guys remember me telling you in the first drift video for the Sylvia that he was building a forged SR20DET. Before I get too far into it, I think we'll jump in the car, we'll go over to Steve's. That way we've got all of the cars together, we can just run through them all rather than do one update here and two at Steven's house. We'll just wait till they're all together, and yeah, I've got to go put some fresh E85 in this baby because it's been sitting for about longer than 2 weeks. I think E85 is only good to sit for about 2 weeks in the car, so it's going to be a bit coffee and spluttery, but let's see how she goes for a first start since I have been back. I mean, the missus has been starting it and running it every now and again, but yeah, let's see how it starts. I think all things considered, for a cold start on old E85, that's not too bad. I think that's a pretty good effort, to be honest. Yeah, I'm so happy to be back in this car. Oh, I'm just stoked. Probably the one downfall to having an E85 car is the price. Gonna be worth it. To the service station, the car was not happy. It was coughing and spluttering, and I did film a few pulls, but I'm not going to put it in there because it sounded pretty terrible. That's some serious roadworks. It wasn't happy. I definitely should have left the car with a little bit less fuel in it. It was maybe just over a quarter tank. But yeah, E85 again is only good for about 2 weeks. I only just learnt that recently myself, so learned my lesson. Not gonna put E85 in my car just before I leave, or if I am, I'm gonna make sure I use it all, or get somebody to use it all. Nevertheless though, I am just super excited and stoked to be back behind the wheel of a car again, let alone the Skyline. I've missed this car so much. I've missed driving so much. You really don't know how much you take it for granted until you stop doing it for a while. So luckily I haven't forgotten how to drive. I guess we'll find out anyway. I've missed this car. Hey mate.
How you going?
Hey, good. How you doing?
What's happening?
Not much, just, you know, doing some car stuff and...
Come to see the baby.
Yeah, come to get a quick update on everything. And so we're all back, guys. Steven's back. You're going to be seeing a bit more of him in the videos now as well. And yeah, we are here to do a collective update on all of our cars, but mainly on Steven's car, and he's got some news for us as well.
Mine's the most boring one, but
yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll get there.
Alright, so we'll kick it off with a quick update on the R33. So not much has changed since I got back. Sorry about the wind, it's really crappy out here at the moment. So Obviously the reason I wasn't doing too many hard pulls is because, I don't know if you guys remember, the clutch was a bit fried and it is still the same, if not a little bit worse. So I've just been real cautious about that, but we have a new clutch on the way. I ordered an extreme ceramic button clutch, which hopefully should withstand the power that car's making and leave a bit more room for some more power. Upcoming plans for that, obviously we got the clutch, but we also have aspirations to get a bigger fuel pressure regulator and try and get a bit more fuel out of the injectors that we're running at the moment so that we can turn the boost up a bit. Obviously the limiting factor for us is the fact that the motor is unopened and stock, and we can't run anything over 18 pounds of boost. So it's currently on 15 pound, making around the 300 kilowatt mark ish, just from the bum dyno. It's yet to go on a dyno for official numbers. Once we turn the power up, we will get that going and we will reveal what it's actually making. And yeah, I mean, that's about it for that. On to the dirty yellow S13, and I mean dirty like quite literally. It hasn't been washed, I think, ever since I got the car. Plans for this, right, so we currently have a stock as a rock setup. There is nothing done to the car. That is going to change, however. I have a GT 2861 turbo to go on it with a braided line kit on the way, and we are also going to be running a Nistune real-time ECU 4085. So other than that, I think that's all I'm going to do to the car, guys, is just E85, slightly bigger turbo, and I'm not going to tinker too much with it. You saw I've done the seats, the harnesses, and then I'm just going to start focusing on cosmetics and probably wrap and livery next. For those of you guys who don't know yet, Stephen is in the process of building a forged SR20 180SX. If you don't remember me mentioning it in the last drift video, yeah, he's been super busy with that, and while I was away, he actually recorded some footage of him working on the car and pulling the motor apart and seeing where it was at, because he bought the car on the motor and he wasn't sure what condition the motor was in. So I'll run that footage now.
We've got the SR20 on the stand now. I've got this motor with the 180. Apparently it's been rebuilt, and it blew up on the dyno when they did its first run. So I'm a bit skeptical of what damage has been done to it. Apparently it's fully forged, but I guess we'll find out once we get it apart. How you see the motor is exactly the way it came. Some's been taken off. Obviously when it blew up on the dyno, they've pulled that off to see what's happened. They're telling me it's spun bottom end bearing. So that's all taped up. Turbo and everything's been taken off. Everything's pretty much nearly stripped down to bare block and head. I did notice it has a multi-layer steel head gasket in it already, so it's a good sign. It may actually have been built half decently at one point. So yeah, we'll get it apart and have a look. So we got this down to bare block and head now. Pretty interesting. It's actually got ARP conrod bolts in it, so it's looking promising so far. Not sure if you can see the ARP bolts, but we'll keep going. got the head off. Had ARP head studs, so that's pretty cool. Obviously the multi-layer steel head gasket. The head looks okay. Still not sure whether I'm going to run this head or not, or whether I'm going to change it up a bit when it goes back together. But yeah, we'll see about that later. Pistons look pretty good from the top. From what I can see, the bores look alright so far. They're definitely not factory pistons, but whether they're forged or not, only time will tell. So yeah, keep going. Alright guys, we've got our SR20 pulled apart. So, it's got forged internals. Awesome. So, CP pistons, spool, H-beam rods. So, pretty excited about that. It has spun number 2 bottom end bearing. Munched it pretty good. But, not too much damage on the crank. Show you guys there, if you can see that. So we'll get the rest of it apart, clean it up, send to the machine shop, and they'll measure it up for us.
As you can see, he's been super busy in ripping the motor apart just to see what he's working with, and he's just actually picked up a bunch of goodies for it.
So I mentioned when I pulled the head off that I may not have been running the factory head that came with it. So I've actually found a head this morning, poured and polished. It's got Camtech 260 degree cams in it already, titanium retainers and upgraded valve springs. So it's fully serviced, so it's ready to bolt on. Also came with brand new set of ARP head studs, so they'll go in. Tomei adjustable cam gears, pretty red ones, goes with the theme of the car, which will be awesome. Genuine Nissan multi-layer steel exhaust manifold gasket. So a few other bits and pieces I've had sitting in the cupboard for a little bit. Genuine Fioriti forward-facing intake manifold. It has been on the motor before, but give it a clean up, should be good. Running Nistune ECU feature pack, same as Tristan's yellow S13. I'll be running a HPX N1 airflow meter on the charge side, just because of the amount of boost we're going to be running. Stainless steel twin scroll exhaust manifold, twin scroll 3076 turbo. Everything's brand new, it's been sitting for a little bit, so it doesn't look the best, but Deutschwerks 1000cc top feed injectors, tile wastegate, brand new. Not sure what we're going to actually set that up with as opposed to spring rate, but we'll get to that when we get to the tuning stage of it. Just Aeroflow braided fuel hose for the whole car because we're running straight E85. That's about it.
This car's actually going to be quite the weapon once it's done. In terms of aesthetics and cosmetics, what are we talking?
It's going to be pretty much a Type X replica. Type X taillights, rear skirts, side skirts, front bar. Other than that, just be standard. I believe we're going to wrap it in pearl white with some livery designs, but that's yet to come.
So we actually were thinking of going with a matching livery and matching cars. So if you think it's a good idea, leave a comment below. Be interesting to see what people think, but that's where our thoughts are at. We would love to have matching cars and sort of build a mini pretend race team. But yeah, no. So There is also an event coming up very soon, another inaugural Shannon's Roll Racing event. I'm pushing to try and have the Skyline finish with that. There's 2 classes for the racing. There's wild and there's mild. At this stage, I'm pretty sure the Skyline is going to be in the mild class because I've seen what's running in the wild class, and it's like 800 plus horsepower Supras and 1000 horsepower GDRs. So I'm pretty confident my car's not going to be sweeping the floor in the mild class either. So that's provided we can get the clutch here, because it's supposed to be arriving either the day of the roll racing event or the day before. Hopefully it arrives the day before. We might be able to bang it in and get the car up to par for the roll racing event. Failing that, our plan B is actually going to be try and get the Sylvia on there. If we can get everything done, connected, running for the Sylvia with some E85, I'll consider putting that on there just for a bit of fun. I missed the last one because I was in quarantine before I had to leave, and it killed me to sit back and just watch on FaceTime everyone else having a good time. And Stephen was out there filming for us, and it was just a sad day having to sit back, and all my friends are out there having a ball, and I'm just sitting at home.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah, it was not the same. So we're going to try and make this one. There is another drift event coming up in the next couple of weeks as well, so we'll see if we can get the S13 on par and ready for that. So yeah, we'll see how we go. So that pretty well wraps up the updates for the cars that we've got at the moment, and any upcoming events. I hope the video gave you a little bit of insight as to what's going on. There's a lot that I missed out on that I'm still catching up on, so as soon as I get caught up on it, I'll try catch you guys up on it. We need to make plans to get the Sylvia's wheel setup going as well, because we have just bought a bunch of tires for it, and we also have a secret project in the works as well, which I cannot reveal to you yet, but it will be coming soon and you guys will find out a bit more about that. But other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed another video. It's awesome to be back again, awesome to be hanging out with Stephen again, and we have some pretty cool stuff coming in the future. Fingers crossed we can get all the parts here for the Skyline and we can actually film and go and enjoy the roll racing event. Till then guys, take it easy and we'll see you soon.